households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona where we lay our scene, from ancient grudge breaks to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love, and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end naught could remove, is now the 2 hours' traffic of our stage. The which if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend.
Gregory, on my word, will not carry coals.
No, for them we should be colliers.
I mean, and we be in collar, will draw.
Aye, while you live, draw your neck out of the collar.
I strike quickly, being moved.
But thou art not quickly moved to strike.
The jog of the House of Montague moves me.
To move is to stir. And to stand is to be valiant. Therefore, if thou art moved, thou runst away.
The jog of that house shall move me to stand. I will take the wall of any man or maid of Montague.
The quarrel is between our masters and us their men.
'Tis all one. I'll show myself a tyrant.
Draw thy tool. Here comes one of the house of Montague.
My naked weapon is out. Quarrel, I will back thee.
How? Turn thy back and run.
Fear me not.
Nay, Mary, I fear thee.
Let us take the law of our sides. Let them begin.
I will frown as I pass by, and let them take it as they wish.
Nay, as they dare. I will bite my thumb at them, which is a disgrace to them if they bear it.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
Is law of our side if I say I?
No.
No, sir, I do not bite my thumb. You, sir, but I do bite my thumb, sir.
Do you quarrel, sir?
Quarrel, sir? No, sir.
But if you do, sir, I am for you. I serve as good a man as you.
No better.
Well, sir.
Oh, say better, for here comes one of my master's kinsmen.
Yes, better, sir.
You lie.
Draw if you be men. Gregory? Remember thy flashing blood.
Benvolio, and look upon thy death.
I do but keep the peace. Put up thy sword or manage it to part these men with me.
What? Drawn and talk of peace? I hate the word, as I hate hell, all Montagues, and thee. And that coward.
Benvolio!
What voice is this? Rebellious subjects! Enemies to peace. Throw your mistempered weapons to the ground and hear the sentence of your moving prince. 3 civil brawls, bred of an airy word, by thee, Lord Capulet, and Montague, have thrice disturbed the quiet of our streets, and made Verona's ancient citizens cast by their grave beseeming ornaments, to wield old partisans in hands as old, cankered with peace to part your cankered hate. If you ever disturb our streets again, your lives shall pay the forfeit of the peace. For this time all the rest depart away. You, Capulet, shall go along with me, and Montague, come you this afternoon to know our farther pleasure in this case, to old Freetown, our common judgment place. And once more, on pain of death, all men depart.
Who said this ancient quarrel knew a
Speak, nephew. Were you by when it began?
Here were the servants of your adversary, and yours close fighting ere I did approach. I George Bartham. In an instant came the fiery Tybalt with his sword prepared.
Well, where is Romeo? Saw you him today? But glad I am he was not at this fray.
So early walking did I see your son. Toward to my maid, but he was ware of me, and stole into the covert of the wood.
Many a morning hath he there been seen, with tears augmenting the fresh morning's dew. Away from light steals home my heavy son, and private in his chamber pens himself. Shuts up his windows, blocks fair daylight out, and makes himself an artificial night. Black and pretentious must his humor prove, unless good counsel may the cause remove.
You importuned him by any means?
Both myself and many other friends. We but know from whence his sorrows grow, we would willingly give cure as know.
See where he comes. So please you step aside. I'll know his grievance should be much denied.
Would thou wert so happy by thy stay, to hear true shrift.
Good morrow, cousin.
Is the day so young?
But new struck 9.
Ay me, sad hours seem long. Was that my mother that went hence so fast?
It was. What sadness lengthens Romeo's hours?
Not having that which having makes them short.
In love.
Out.
Of love.
Out of her favor where I am in love.
Alas, that love so gentle in his views to be so tyrannous and rough in proof.
Alas, that love whose view is muffled still, should without eyes see pathways to his will. Where shall we dine? Oh me, what fray was here? Yet, tell me not, for I have heard it all. Here's much to do with hate, yet more with love. This love feel I, feel no love in this. Why dost thou laugh?
No, cause I rather weep.
Good heart, at what?
At thy good heart's oppression.
Such is love's transgression. Love is a smoke made with the fume of sighs, being purged, a fire sparkling in lovers' eyes, being vexed, a sea nourished with loving tears. Farewell, my coz.
Soft, I will go along, and if you leave me so, you do me wrong.
Tut, I am not myself. I am not Romeo. He's some other where.
Tell me with sadness, who is that you love?
A sick man, in his sadness, makes his will, a word ill-urged to one that is so ill. In sadness, cousin, I do love a woman.
I am so near when I suppose you love.
A right good marksman. When she's fair, I love.
A right fair mark for our cause is soonest hit.
And in that hit, you'll miss. She'll not be hit with Cupid's arrow, she hath Dian's wit. And in strong proof of chastity, well armed, from Cupid's childish bow she lives uncharmed.
And she has sworn that she will live chaste.
She hath forsworn to love, and in that vow do I live dead, that live to tell it now.
Be ruled by me, forget to think of her.
Oh, teach me how I should forget to
By
think.
giving liberty into thine eyes examine other beauties.
A man struck and blind cannot forget the precious treasure of his eyesight lost. Show me a mistress that is passing fair. What doth her beauty serve but as a note when I can read what passed that passing fair? Thou canst not teach me to forget.
I'll pay that doctrine or else die in debt.
Montague is bound as well as I am. County alike, and 'tis not hard, I think, for men so old as we to keep the peace.
Of honorable reckoning are you both, and pity 'tis you lived at odds for so long. But now, sir, what say you to my suit?
But saying what I have said before, my child is yet a stranger in the world. She hath not seen the change of 14 years. Let 2 more summers within her pride. Oh, we may think her right to be a bride.
Younger than she, her happy mother's maid.
Too soon matter, though so early made. This night I hold an old accustomed feast, whereto I invited many a guest, such as I love, and you upon the store. One more most welcome makes my number more. Come, go. Ah! Go, sire, trudge about fair Verona, and find those persons out whose names are written there, and to them say, my house and welcome on their pleasure stay. Go on.
Find them out whose names are written here. It is written that the shoemaker may meddle with his yard, and the tailor with his last, the fisher with his pencil, and the painter with his nets. But I am sent to find the names the writing person hath here writ, but can never find the persons the writing person here writ. I must to the learned, in good time.
Tut, man, one fire burns out, another's burning. One pain is lessened by another's anguish. Turn giddy and be helped with backward turning. One desperate grief is cured with another's languish. Take thou some new infection to thine eye, and the rank poison of the old shall die.
Your plantain leaf is good enough for that.
For what, I pray thee?
For your broken shin.
What, Romeo, art thou mad?
Not mad, but bound more than a madman is. Locked up in prison, kept without my food, beaten and tortured and... Good evening, good fellow.
God given good evening. I pray, sir, can you read?
I, mine own fortune and my misery.
Perhaps you have learned by the book. But I pray, can you read anything you see?
I, if I know the letters in the language.
You say honestly, rest you merry.
Stay, fellow, I can read. Signor Martino and his wife and daughters, County Anselmi and his beauteous sisters, the lady widow of Vitruvio, Signor Placentio and his lovely nieces, mine uncle Capulet, his wife and daughters, my fair niece, Rosaline, and Livia, Signor Valentio and his cousin Tybalt, Lucio and the lively Helena, and the Count Mercutio. A fair assembly. Whither should they gather?
Up
Whither? To supper?
to our house,
To whose house?
my master's.
Indeed, I should have asked thee that before.
Now I'll tell thee without asking. My master is the great rich Capulet. And if you get out of the house of Montague, then I pray come and crush a cup of wine with us. Rest you merry.
At this same ancient feast of Capulet sups the fair Rosaline, who thou so lovest, with all the admired beauties of Verona. Go thither. With unattainted eye, compare her face with some that I will show. And I will make thee think thy swan a crow.
I'll go along, no such sight to be shown, instead to revel in splendor of mine own.
Nurse! Where is my daughter? Bring her forth to me.
Why, my maiden at 12 years old, I bade her come. What lamb? What ladybird? God forbid, where's this girl? What Juliet?
Now, who calls?
Your mother.
Madam, I'm here. But as you will. This is the matter. Nurse, give leave a while. We must talk in secret. Nurse! Come back again. I have remembered me. Thou hearest our counsel. Thou knowest my daughter's of a pretty age.
Faith, I can tell her age unto an hour.
She's not 14.
How long is it now to Lamastide?
A fortnight and odd days.
Even rod of all days of the year, come Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14.
Susan and she, God rest all Christian souls, were of an age. Well, Susan is with God, she was too good for me. But as I said, come Lammas Eve at night shall she be 14. That she shall. Mary, I remember it well. 'Tis since the earthquake now 11 years.
Enough of this. I pray thee, hold thy peace.
Peace I have done, God mark thee to his grace. Thou wast the prettiest babe that ever I nursed. And I will see thee marry once I have my wish.
Mary? That Mary is the very theme I came to talk of. Tell me, daughter Juliet, how stands your disposition to be married? It is an honor I have dreamt not of.
An honor.
Well, think of marriage now. Younger than you, here in Verona, ladies of esteem are made already mothers. By my count, I was your mother much upon these years that you are now made. Thus then, in brief, the valiant Paris seeks you for his love.
Young lady, a man, lady, such a man is all the world. Why, he's a man of wax.
Verona's summer hath not such a flower.
In faith, he's a flower, a very flower.
Say, can you love the gentleman? This night you shall behold him at our feast, read o'er the volume of him Paris' face, and find delight with there with beauty's pen. Examine every merry lineament, and see how one another lends content. For what obscured in this fair volume lies, find written in the margin of his eyes. This precious book of love, this unbound lover, to beautify him only lacks a cover. The fish lives in the sea, and 'tis much pride for fair without the fair within to hide. That book in many eyes doth share the glory that in gold clasps lock in the golden story. So shall you share all that he doth possess, by having him, making yourself no less.
No less, nay, bigger, for women grow by men.
Speak briefly. Can you like a Paris' love? I'll look to like if looking like can move, but no more deep line in dark line eye than your consent gives strength to make it fly. Madam, the guests are here, supper is served up, you called, my young lady asked for, the nurse cursed in the pantry, and everything extremity. I must hence to wait, I beseech you, follow straight. We follow thee. Juliet, the county stays.
Go. Girls, seek happy nights to happy days.
What? Should we let this speech we spoke for our excuse, or shall we on without apology?
This date is out of such proximity, but let them measure us what they will. We'll measure them out of measure. And be gone.
Give me the torch. I am not for this ambling. Being but heavy, I will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance.
Not I, believe me. You have dancing shoes with nimble soles. I have a soul of lead, so stakes me to the ground I cannot move.
Oh, you are a lover. Borrow Cupid's wings and soar with them above a common bound.
Under love's heavy burden do I
And
sink.
to sink in it should you burden love, huh? Too great oppression for a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? Is too rough, too rude, boisterous, pricks like thorn.
If love be rough with you, be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, and you beat love down.
I dreamt a dream tonight.
And so did I.
Well, what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
In bed, asleep, while you do dream things true.
Oh, then I see. Queen Mab hath been with you. She is the fairy's midwife, and she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alderman, drawn by a team of little atomi over men's noses as they lie asleep. Her wagon spokes of long spinner's legs, the cover of the wings of grasshoppers, her traces of the smallest spider's web, her collars of the moonshine's watery beams, her whip of cricket's bone, the lash of film, her wagoner, a small gray-coated gnat, not half so big as a round little worm, pricked from the lazy finger of a maid. Her chariot is an empty hazelnut, made by the joiner squirrel or old grub, time out of mind, the fairies' coachmakers, and in this state, she gallops night by night through lovers' brains, and then they dream of love. Or courtiers' knees who dream on curtsies straight, or lawyers' fingers who straight dream on fees, or ladies' lips who straight on kisses dream, which oft the angry Mab with blisters plagues, because their breaths with sweet meats tainted are. Sometimes she gallops o'er a courtier's nose, and then dreams he of smelling out a suit. Sometimes comes she with a tithe pig's tail, tickling a parson's nose as he lies asleep, and then dreams he of another benefice. Sometimes he driveth o'er a soldier's neck, and then dreams he of cutting foreign throats, of breeches, ambuscados, Spanish blades, of healths 5 fathom deep, and then anon drums in his ear, at which he starts and wakes, and being thus frighted, swears a prayer or two and sleeps again. This is the very Mab that plaits the manes of horses in the night and bakes the elf locks in foul sluttish hairs, which once untangled much misfortune bodes. This is the hag when maids lie on their backs that presses them and learns them first to bear, making them women of good carriage. Oh, this is she.
Peace, peace, Mercutio. Peace. Thou talkst of nothing.
True. I talk of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain begot of nothing but vain fantasy, and are as thin as substance as the air, and more inconstant than the wind.
This wind you talk of blows us from ourselves. Supper is done, and we shall come too late.
I fear too early, for my mind misgives some consequence. Yet, hanging in the stars, shall bitterly begin his fearful date with this night's revelries, ending the term of a despised life closed within my breast by some vile torment of untimely death. But he that hath the steerage of my course directs my sail. Onward, lusty gentlemen!
Strike drum!
Welcome, gentlemen. I have seen the day that I have worn a vice and could tell a whispering down a fair lady's ear. Such as would please. 'Tis gone. 'Tis gone. 'Tis gone. You are welcome, gentlemen. Come, music!
Pray you, sir, what lady's that doth enrich the hand of yonder knight?
I know not, sir.
Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright. The measure done, I'll watch her place of stand, and taking hers, make blessed my rude hand. Did I love till now, forswear at sight, for Romeo ne'er saw true beauty till this night.
This, by his voice, should be a Montague. No, by the stock and honor of my kin, to strike him dead, I hold it not a sin.
Why, how now, Kingston, wherefore storm you so?
Uncle, this is a Montague our foe, a villain that is hither come in spite, to scorn at our solemnity this night.
Young Romeo, is it?
'Tis he, that villain Romeo.
Content thee, gentle coz, let him alone. He bears him like a portly gentleman, and to say truth, that Verona brags him to be a virtuous and well-governed youth. I would not for all the wealth in this town here in my house do him disparagement. Therefore, be patient, take no note of him. It is my will, the which if thou respect, so show a fair presence, and put off these frowns and ill-dissembling semblance for a feast.
It fits when such a villain is a guest. I'll not endure him.
He shall be endured. What good men boy I say he shall. Go to. Mind the master, or you. Go to. You will not endure him.
Why, uncle, 'tis a shame.
Go to, you're a saucy boy, 'tis so indeed. But surely my heart's... Ah!
I will withdraw,
One.
but this intrusion shall, now seeming sweet, convert bitterest gal.
If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle sin is this: my lips to blushing pilgrims ready stand, to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hands too much, which mannerly devotion shows in this. For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints lips, and holy palmers too?
I, pilgrim, lips that they must use in prayer.
Why then, let lips do what hands do. They pray. Grant thou lest faith turn to despair.
Saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
Then move not, while my prayer's effect I take. Thus, from thy lips by mine thy sin is purged.
And have my lips the sin that they have took.
Sin from my lips, O trespass sweetly urged, give me my sin again.
You kiss by the book.
Adam, your mother craves a word with you.
What is her mother?
Mary Bachelor, her mother is the lady of the house, and a good lady, and a wise, and a virtuous.
Is she a Capulet? Oh, dear expense, my life is my foe's debt.
Come away, the sport is at its best.
Aye, so I fear the more's my unrest.
Nay, gentlemen, prepare not to be gone. We have a trifling, foolish banquet towards us. Is it even so? Why then, I thank you all. I thank you, honest gentlemen, I thank you. Good night.
Come hither, nurse. What is yon gentleman?
That, I think, be young Petruchio.
And he that follows, the one that would not dance.
I know not.
Go ask his name. If he be married, my grave be as like to me as my wedding bed.
His name is Romeo, and he's a Montague, the only son of your great enemy.
My only love sprung from my only hate. Too early seen unknown and known too late. Prodigious birth of love it is to me, and I must love a loathed enemy.
What's this? What's this?
The rhyme I know even now, before I dance withal.
Anon, anon, come, let's away. The strangers all are gone. Romeo! Romeo! My cousin Romeo! Romeo!
He is wise, and all my life hath stolen him home to bed.
Came this way and left the orchard wall. Call, good Mercutio.
Romeo! Humors! Madman! Passion? Lover, oh, appear thou in the likeness of a sigh. I'll speak but one rhyme, and I am satisfied. Cry but I me. Pronounce but love and dove.
He ran this way. He has hid himself among the trees to be consorted with the humorous knight. Blind is his love and best befits the dark.
If love be blind, love cannot hit the mark. Romeo, good night. Down to my truckle bed. This field bed is too cold for me to sleep. Come, shall we go?
Go then, for 'tis in vain to seek him here that means not to be found.
He jests at scars that never felt a wound. But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady, oh, it is my love, but that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses, I must answer it. But I am too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks, to of the fairest stars in all the heavens, having some business, do entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Ay me,
She speaks.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father, and refuse thy name, and if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's a Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face. It be some other name belonging to a man. What's in a name, that which we call a rose? By any word its smell is sweet. Though Romeo would, and not Romeo called, attain that dear perfection to which he owes without that title. Romeo doth thy name, and for that name, which is no part in thee, take all myself.
I'll take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I will be new baptized, henceforth never to be Romeo.
What man art thou, thus bescreened in night, so stumblest on my counsel?
By a name, I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself, because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word.
My ears have yet not drunk 100 words of thy tongue's uttering, and yet I know the sound. Thou art not Romeo, no Montague?
Neither, fair lady, if either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and this place death, considering who thou art. Any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With love's light wings did I o'erperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out, and what love can do that dares love attempt, therefore thy kinsmen are no stop to me.
If they see thee, they will murder thee.
Alack, there lies more peril in thine eye than 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity.
I would not for the world they saw thee here.
I have night's cloak to hide me from their eyes. And but thou love me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prolonged, wanting of thy love.
By whose direction foundst thou this place?
By love, who first did prompt me to inquire. He lent me counsel, and I lent him eyes.
O gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkest I am too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay. So wilt woo, but else for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and thou mayst think my behavior light. Trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more coin to be strange.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon I vow.
Do not swear by the moon, the inconstant moon that monthly changes in her circled orb. Thus thy love proves likewise very true.
What should I swear by?
And do not swear, or if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the god of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee.
If my heart's dear love.
Or do not swear, for though I joy in thee, I have no joy in this contract tonight. It's too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning that doth cease to be, and one can say it lightens.
Oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine?
I gave it to thee before thou didst request it, and yet it would a word to give again.
Thou wouldst take it back. For what purpose, love?
But to be frank, and give it to thee again, I wish but for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea. My love is deep, and the more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite.
Madam!
I hear some noise within. Dear love, adieu. Anon, good nurse. Sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little. I will come again.
Oh, blessed, blessed, blessed night! I am afeard, being all in night, that this is but a dream. Too flattering sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, and a good night indeed. If thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow. By one I'll procure to come to thee, where in what time wilt thou perform the rite, and all my fortunes at thy foot I'll lay, and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world.
Madam!
I come anon, and if thou meanest not well, I do beseech thee.
Madam!
thrive my soul.
1,000 times good night.
1,000 times the worse to want thy light.
1 o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee.
By the hour of 9.
I will not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then. I have forgot what I did call thee back.
Then I will stay till thou remember it.
I shall forget to have thee still stand there, remembering how I love thy company.
And I'll still stay, to have thee still forget, forgetting any other home but this.
Good night, good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep dwell upon thine eyes, peace within thy breast. I'll to my ghostly friar's close cell, his help to crave and my dear hap to tell.
I must not fill this austere cage of ours with baleful weeds and with precious juicy flowers. Oh, nickel is the powerful grace that lies in plants, herbs, stones, and their true qualities. Within the infant lies this sweet flower, poisonal residence and medicine power. For this being smelt, each part chews each part. This being tasted stays all senses of the heart.
Good morrow, Father.
Benedict night, which early tongue the sweet salute at me, which argues in his tempered head to so soon bid good morrow to thy bed. Therefore thy earliest doth me assure, thou art up round with some just temperature. For if not so, then here I hit it right. Our Romeo hath not been in bed tonight.
That last is true, the sweeter rest was mine.
God pardon sin. Was thou with Rosaline?
With Rosaline, my ghostly father, no, I have forgot that name and that name's woe.
That's my good son. Then where hast thou been?
I'll tell thee ere thou asketh me again. I have been feasting with mine enemy, whereon a sudden one hath wounded me that's by me wounded. Both are remedies within thy help and holy physic lies.
Be plain, my son, and homely in thy drift. Riddling confession brings but riddling shrift.
Then plainly know that my heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of rich Capulet. As mine on hers, so hers is set on mine, and both combined, save what thou must combine by holy marriage. When and where and how we met, we wooed, we made exchange of vow, I'll tell thee as we pass. But this, I pray, that thou consent to marry us today.
Holy Saint Francis! What a pain is here! Is Rosaline that thou didst love so dear so soon forsaken? Young men's love then lies, not truly in the heart but in the eyes.
Thou chidest me often for loving Rosaline,
Doting, not loving, people mine.
and badest me bury love.
Not in a grave, to lay one in, another out to have.
Oh, chide me not. Her I love now doth grace for grace and love for love allow. The other did not so.
Oh, she knew well. Thy love did read my rote that could not spell. But come, young waverer, come, go with me. In one respect, all thy assistance be. For this alliance makes me happy prove, to turn your household rancor to pure love.
Oh, come anon. I stand on sudden haste.
Wisely and slow, they stumble that run fast.
Ah. Where the devil should this Romeo be? Came he not home tonight?
Not to his mother's. I spoke with his man Tybalt, and the kinsman told Capulet have sent a letter to his mother's house.
A challenge on my life.
Romeo will answer it.
Alas, poor Romeo. He is already dead. Stabbed through with a white wench's black eye, run through the ear with a love song, the very pin of his heart cleft with the blind bow boy's butt shaft. And is he a man to encounter Tybalt?
Why? What is Tybalt?
Oh, more than Prince of Cats, I can tell you. Oh, he's the courageous captain of compliments. He fights as you sing a prick song, keeps time, distance, and proportion. He rests as minim rests. 1, 2, and a third in your bosom. The very butcher of a silk button, a duelist, a duelist. A gentleman of the very first house of the first and second cause. The immortal Passado, the Panto Reverso, the hey!
Here comes Romeo! Here comes Romeo!
Without his roe like a dried herring. Oh, Flash, Flash, how art thou fishified? Signor Romeo, bonjour. There's a French salutation for your French slip. You gave us the counterfeit fairly last night.
And a good morrow to you both. What counterfeit did I give you?
The slip, sir. The slip. Can you not conceive?
Pardon, good
Oui,
mercutio.
oui.
My business was great, and in such a case as mine, a man may strain courtesy.
That's as much as to say such a case as yours constrains a man to bow in the hams.
Meaning curtsy.
Thou hast most kindly hit it.
A most courteous exposition.
Nay, I am the very pink of courtesy.
Pink for flower.
Right.
Why, then is my pump well flowered.
Sure wit. Follow me this jest now, till thou hast worn out thy pump, that when the single soul of it is worn, the jest may remain. After the wearing, solely singular.
Oh, single soul jest, solely singular for its singleness.
Oh, come between us, good Benvolio, my wits faint.
Switch and spurs, or else I'll cry a match.
Why, is this not better now than groaning for love? Now art thou sociable. Now art thou Romeo. Now art thou what thou art, by art as well as nature. Ha! For this driveling love is like a great natural that runs lolling up and down to hide his bauble in a hole.
Stop there, stop there.
Oh-ho! Why, here's a goodly gear.
A sail, sail! God ye good morrow, gentlemen.
God you good Ian, fair gentlewoman.
Is it good Ian?
'Tis no less, I can tell you, for the body hand of the dial is now upon the prick of noon.
Out upon you! What a man are you!
One gentlewoman that God hath made himself to mar.
By my troth, it is well said for himself to mar. Gentlemen, can any of you tell me where I may find the young Romeo?
I could tell you. But young Romeo will be far older when you have found him than he was when you sought him. I am the youngest of that name, for fault or worse.
If you be he, sir, I would desire some confidence with you.
She will indict him to some supper.
Aboard. Well, so ho, Romeo, will you to your mother's? Will to dinner, thither.
I will follow you.
Farewell, ancient lady. Farewell.
Scurvy knave.
Benvolio!
Pray you, sir, a word. My young lady bid me inquire you out. What she bid me tell you, I will keep to myself. But first let me say, if you should lead her on a fool's paradise, as they say, 'twere very gross kind of behavior, as they say. For the gentlewoman is young, and therefore if you should deal double with her, a very ill thing to be offered to any gentlewoman, and very weak dealing.
Bid her devise some means to come to Shrift this afternoon, and there at Friar Lawrence's holy cell shall she be shrived and married. Here's for thy pains.
Oh, no, truly, sir, not a penny.
Go to, I say you shall.
Well, this afternoon, sir, she shall be there.
Commend me to thy lady.
Oh, but sir, my lady is the sweetest mistress. Oh, when 'twas little prating thing. There's one nobleman in town, one Paris, that would fain lay knife aboard, but she, dear soul, had as lief see a toad, a very toad, as look on him.
I anger her sometimes and tell her that Paris is the proper gentleman. But I warrant when I say so, she turns as pale as any clout in the versal world. Just not Rosemary and Romeo both begin with a letter.
And what if that, nurse? Both begin with an R?
Oh, muck. R's for the dog's name. Oh, no. I know it do begin with some other letter. Oh, and she had the prettiest sentence of it of you and Rosemary. But do you good to hear it.
Commend me to thy mistress.
Aye, 1,000 times.
The clock struck 9 when I did send for the nurse. In half an hour she promised to return. Perchance she cannot meet him. That's not so. She is lame. Love's herald should be thoughts which 10 times faster glides in the sun's beams, driving back shadows over lowering hills. And now the sun is upon the highmost mountain of this day's journey, and from 9 to 12 is 3 long hours, and yet she has not come. Had she affections in warm youthful blood? She would be in swift and motion as a ball. My words would bandy her to my love and his to me. Though old folks may feign as they were dead, unwieldly, slow, heavy, and pale as lead. Oh God, she comes. Oh, honey nurse, what news? Hast thou met with him? Oh, Lord, why thou lookest sad? Though news be sad, yet tell them merrily. If good, thou shamest the music of sweet news by playing them with so sour a face.
I am weary of give me leave a while. Fie, how my bones ache. What a jaunt have I?
Oh, wouldst thou have my bones and I thy news? Nay, come, good nurse, speak.
Well, you have made a simple choice. You know not how to choose a man. Romeo? No, not he. Though his face be better than any man's, and yet his leg excels all man's. For a hand and a foot and a body, and though they be past, they're not taught, John, but they are past compare. He is not flower of courtesy. I'll warn him as gentle as a lamb. Go thy ways, wench, serve God. What, have you dined at home?
No, but all this I know before. What he says of our marriage, what of that?
Oh, how my head aches. Oh, what have I? Oh, it beats as if it fall in 20 pieces. Oh, my back. Oh, the other side. Oh, my back, my back. Oh, but shrew your heart for sending me about to catch my death with jaunting up and down.
In faith, I am sorry that thou art not well. Sweet nurse, what says my love?
Well, your love says, like an honest gentleman, and a kind and a courteous, and a handsome, and I warrant a virtuous. Where's your mother?
Where's my mother? Why, she's within. Where should she be? How oddly thou repliest. Your love says, like an honest gentleman, where's your mother?
Oh, gods, lady dear, are you so hot? Come up, I trow, is this the poultice for my aching bones? Henceforth, do your messages yourself.
Here's such a coil. What says Romeo?
Have you got leave to go to Shrift today?
I have.
Then hie you hence, Sir Friar Lawrence's cell. There stays a husband to make you a wife. Oh, now comes the wanton blood up in your cheeks. They'll be in Scarlet Street in any news. Go, all to dinner. Hie you to the cell.
High to high fortune. Honest nurse, farewell. So smiles the heavens upon this holy act, that after hours of sorrow chide us not.
Amen, amen. But come what sorrow can, it cannot countervail the exchange of joy that one short minute gives me in her sight. Do thou close our hands with holy words, then love devouring death, do what he dare. It would be enough if I could call her mine.
These violent delights have violent ends, and in their triumph die, like fire and powder. Therefore, love moderately. Long love doth so. Too swift arrives as tardy as too slow. Good even to my ghostly confessor. Romeo shall thank thee, daughter, for us both. As much in him, thou seemest thanks too much.
Ah, Juliet, if the measure of thy joy be heaped like mine, and that thy skill be more to blazon it, then sweeten with thy breath this neighbor air, and let rich music's tongue unfold the imagined happiness that both receive in either in this dear encounter.
Conceit more rich in matter than in words, brags of substance, not of ornament. They are but beggars that can count their worth. When my true love has grown to such excess, I cannot sum up some of half my wealth. heavens upon... Come with me, and we will make short work. For by your leave, we shall not stay alone. The Holy Church incorporate two in one.
I pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot, the Capulets are abroad, and even if we meet, we shall not escape a brawl. For even in these hot days is mad blood stirring.
Come, come. Thou art as hot a jack in thy mood as any in Italy, and as soon moved to be moody, and as soon moody to be moved.
What too?
Thy head is as full of quarrels as an egg is full of meat, and yet thy head has been beaten as addle as an egg for quarreling. Thou hast quarreled with a man for coughing in the street, because he hath wakened thy dog, which hath lain asleep in the sun. Didst thou not fall out with a tailor for wearing his new doublet before Easter? With another for wearing his new shoes with old ribbon, and yet wilt thou tutor me from quarreling?
And I was so apt to quarrel as thou art. Any man can rather fee simple of my life for an hour and a quarter.
The fee simple. Oh, simple.
By my head, here comes the Capulet.
By my heel I care not.
Follow me close, for I will speak to them. Gentlemen, good even. A word with one of you.
And but one word with one of us. Oh, couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow.
You shall find me apt enough to that, sir, and you will give me occasion.
Can you not take some occasion without giving?
Mercutio, thou consortest with Romeo.
Consort! Ha! Ha! What? Dost thou make us minstrels? And thou make minstrels of us. Look to hear nothing but discords. Here's my fiddlestick. Huh? Here's it shall make you dance. Zounds, consort.
We talk here in the public haunt of men. Either withdraw into some private place or reason coldly over grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us.
Oh, men's eyes were made to look. And let them gaze. I'll not budge for no man's pleasure. Aye.
Peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man.
And I'll be hanged, sir, if he wear your livery. Mary, go before the field. He'll be your follower. Your worship may, in that sense, call him ma'am.
Romeo, the love I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
Tybalt, the reason that I have to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain, I am none. Therefore, farewell. I see thou knowest me not.
Boy, this shall not excuse the injuries that thou hast done me. Therefore turn and draw.
I do protest I never injured thee, but do love thee better than thou canst devise, till thou shalt know the reason of my love. And so, dear Capulet, whose name I tender as dearly as mine own, be satisfied.
Oh, calm. Dishonorable, vile submission. A la staccato carries it away. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Oh, good king of cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives. That I mean to make bold withal, and as you shall use me hereafter, dry beat the rest of the 8. Come, will you pluck your sword out of this pilcher by the ears? Make haste, lest mine be about your ears ere it be out.
I am for you.
Gentle Mercutio, put thy rapier up!
Oh, come, sir, your passado. Ha!
Come, Benvolio, beat down their weapons! Gentlemen, for shame! Forbear this outrage! Tybalt, Mercutio, the prince expressly hath forbid this bandying in Verona streets. Hold, Tybalt! Good Mercutio!
Away, Tybalt!
I'm hurt. Plague on both your houses, I am sped. What, is he gone and hath nothing?
What, art thou hurt?
Aye. Scratch. Mary, 'tis enough.
Courage, man! The hurt cannot be much.
Oh, no. 'Tis not so deep as a well, nor as wide as a church door, but 'tis enough. 'Twill serve. Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. I am peppered, I warrant, for this world. A plague on both your houses. Sounds, a dog, a rat, a mouse, a cat, to scratch a man to death. A braggart, a rogue, a very villain that fights by the book of arithmetic. Why the devil came you between us? I was hurt under your arm.
I thought all for the best.
Help me into some house, Benvolio, or I shall faint. A plague on both your houses. They have made worms meat of me. I have it, and soundly too. Your houses.
This gentleman, the prince's close ally, my very friend, hath got this mortal wound in my behalf. My reputation, stained with Tybalt's slander. Tybalt, that an hour hath been my cousin. Oh, sweet Juliet, thy beauty hath made me effeminate, and in my temper softened valor's steel.
Oh, Romeo. Romeo, brave Mercutio is dead. That noble spirit hath aspired the clouds which too untimely here did scorn the earth.
This day's black fate on more days doth depend. This but begins the woe others must end.
Here comes the furious Tybalt back again.
Tybalt! Take that villain back again that late thou gavest me, for Mercutio's soul stays but a little ways above our heads, staying for thine to go with him. Either thou or I or both must go with him.
Thou, wretched boy, that did consort him here, shalt with him hence.
This shall determine that!
Romeo, hence be gone away. The citizens are up and Tybalt slain. Stand not amazed. The prince will doom me death if thou art taken hence. Be gone away.
Oh, I am fortune's fool.
Why dost thou stay?
Where are the vile beginners of this fray?
Oh, noble prince. I can discover all the unlucky manage of this fatal brawl. There lies the man, slain by young Romeo, who slew thy kinsman, brave Mercutio.
Tybalt, my cousin, oh my brother's child, oh prince, oh cousin, husband, oh the blood is spilled of my dear kinsman. Prince, as thou art true from blood of ours and blood of Montague, oh cousin, cousin.
Benvolio, who began this bloody fray?
Tybalt, there slain, who Romeo's hand did slay, but Romeo, who spoke him fair, bid him to think how nice the quarrel was, and urged withal your high displeasure. All this uttered with gentle breath, with calm look, I could not make truce with the unruly spleen of Tybalt. Deaf to peace, but then he tilts, with piercing steel at brave Mercutio's breast. With one envious thrust from Tybalt, hit the life of stout Mercutio, and then Tybalt fled. But by and by comes back to Romeo, who with newly entertained revenge, and to it they go like lightning, for ere I could draw to part them with stout Tybalt slain. And as he fell did Romeo turn and fly. For this is the truth, or let Benvolio die.
He is a kinsman to the Montague, affection makes him false, he speaks not true. Some 20 of them fought in this black strife, and all those 20 could but kill one life. I beg for justice, which thou, prince, must give. Romeo slew Tybalt. Romeo must not live.
Romeo slew him. He slew Mercutio, who now the price of his dear blood doth owe.
Not Romeo, Prince. He was Mercutio's friend. His fault concludes but what the law should end. The life of Tybalt.
And for that offense, immediately we do exile him hence. I have an interest in your heart's proceeding, but my blood for your rude brawls doth lie a-bleeding. I will be deaf to pleading and excuses, nor tears nor prayers shall purchase out abuses. Therefore use none. Let Romeo hence in haste, else when he has found that hour is his last. Bear hence the body and attend our will. Mercy but murders pardoning those that kill.
Intermission.